Well, hello.
Hey, Michelle, what's going on?
Nothing much, just working and living and watching Big Brother. What
Okay.
about you?
Enjoying everything. I love the drama. I can't stand Jimmy.
And you know what? When I think back to last week, I think we liked Jimmy, but we were kind of like, we'll see how it plays out because it seems like he was playing well, but it was on that borderline of, okay, is he doing too much or what's going on? And we've seen over the last week what he plans to bring to this Big Brother season. But welcome everyone. We are here to review last week's episode. So we met with you last Monday, and we're here. Everything that happened since last Monday, we'll talk about and get into the mess that is Big Brother. So just to recap, last week, because a lot has happened, we had Vince as the HOH. He had nominated Ashley, Zay, and Amy, and Ashley was the target. Now, remember Showergate? It probably seems so long ago, but there was Showergate with Ashley taking a 2-hour shower and stuff.
Yes.
I know it was so long ago. Well, on the lies, it seemed like it came out that the shower wasn't really like, it was more like 15, 20 minutes. Like it wasn't the 2 hours. I don't know how it got extended, but she ended up getting on the block for it. But they, of course, they play for the veto, and she won. So there was this
which was totally unexpected because I did not expect that at all.
Me either. But I was going to ask you too about the competitions this season. Do you feel like they're a little more even? Because sometimes like they always try to get the men out because they figure they'll be comp beasts. And a lot of times they are like very physical competitions where you're running or jumping or something like that. And maybe there'll be more of that later on. But most of the competitions so far have been anybody
can win.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I don't understand why they. Okay, so look, it's great drama. I get it. Get the guys out. Because even me, like, get them out. But at the same time, it's like that's kind of silly. Anyway.
Yeah.
Please continue.
Now I will say, from past seasons, they did have a lot of physical competitions, and the guys seem to get in an alliance and stay. They seem to be a little more cohesive in their alliance, where the girls, they try to get that all girls thing going, and every season it just never works out. So I could see that also being a reason why you would focus on the guys, because they seem to stick together a little better. This season is a little interesting because the guys, some of them are and some of them aren't. But anyway, the veto was
they cry too much. These guys cry too much.
Right. I'm just like, and I could see, okay, neither one of us have played, but I could see being away from your family and friends, and you formed a bond. This is though like pre-jury, but I'm talking about ugly crying. Ugly crying like after the first week. Yeah.
Something wrong with that. Something wrong, Michelle.
Very wrong. But the veto was this like funky crime scene where they had like the different crime scenes with the smell, and I think they had some clues, and they had to put the clues together with the smell to figure out who was the crime in the three areas. But Ashley won, surprisingly, and so of course she used the veto. Now, at this veto ceremony, I guess at some point Keanu and Jimmy had some flack, like back and forth, and they were talking about each other, and word got to Jimmy that he was called a snake, and so he's gonna be coming after Jimmy. So Jimmy decides to make a scene at the veto competition and do his little speech. Right. Nothing's fake of me. And then to me, it just seems so rehearsed. The only snake you'll see or something, this snake's gonna bite you. I forgot. I should have put it down exactly. But it was so well rehearsed.
But look, this is what I love. Keanu was just like, how long did it take you to come up with that? I was like, what?
Because clearly it was playing, and they showed, because Rachel, I blame her a little bit, because she was like, you should definitely do that. And she wanted to do it. So we got it. I was just like, oh my gosh. So now that Ashley was off the block, Vince had to get a whole new person to put on the block. And he chose his number one ally in the house, Kelly. Now, okay. Kelly. So I get trying to come into Big Brother and like, okay, I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna try something that's never been done before to really like shake up the game and whatever.
And also make herself look good.
Okay. And I think that's what she was trying to do. But to me, like, you have to be a little more strategic and a little more, I don't know, like, to me, this wasn't the move, because to me, your move needs to be high risk and high reward. Hers was just high risk because she was like, put me on the block. It'll be something new. The minute she got on the block, she boohooing, crying. It's like, it feels a little different now that I'm here. And regretted her decision right away. And she is not I don't know, they're just not strategic minds, at least from what I've seen so far, to make this kind of decision. And then, well, I'll get to that. But
well, so since you're talking about it, you're talking about being strategic and all that other good stuff. So Jimmy was just like, hey, you don't know who you messing with. Dude, it's week 1.
Week 1. You've done well, he won. Did he win the
at that particular point, he hadn't won anything.
Yeah, I was just like, maybe he got, but no, he hadn't won anything. He just talking smack. Because I was like, did he wait a minute, who won maybe that was him. He won that competition that got to choose who played in the HOH. Was that him?
I don't remember all of that. I don't remember.
Because remember, there were 2 competitions at the beginning, and one.
Oh yeah, he sure did. He sure did.
He did win something, but dude,
but still,
yeah.
No.
So anyway, yeah, lots of drama. So Rachel and Zay also beef, which seemed to semi-rehearse from Rachel too. Like, she came up with a couple of lines that she was going to use throughout the season, and she was able to throw this one out. Like, what did she say? Don't
wait till I have my dress on or something like that.
Yeah, that was the worst one. And then don't play with the queen or you'll get dethroned. I don't know, it was something. I didn't even remember them. I just knew they were bad. But on the lives, you know how like they only have like an hour and a half for the show, but the beef went on quite a bit in real life. So it went on quite a while. And I think that's part of the reason that the house was soured against Zay, because, and not that because
I was so mad that he left. I didn't want him to leave.
That's what I was going to ask you. Who did you want to leave?
I really didn't want old girl. What's her name? Amy. I didn't want her to leave either. Yeah, Amy. I didn't want her to leave either, but I really didn't want Zay to leave. So it was just kind of like, what? Yeah. I want the drama. And maybe if they had played that part out, what you're talking about, like the drama between Rachel and Zay, it would have like, ooh, what's gonna happen? But just the way that they played it out, nah, it wasn't.
Yeah, it seemed little, and not that the drama made people necessarily turn on Zay. It was almost like a different side of him, so it was like another excuse to vote him out. And he's a guy on the block at the end. I actually didn't care either one of them, like Rachel, Zay, or Kelly could have gone this week. I don't know. I didn't really care or feel any strong
one way
sense
or the other. Yeah. This is the first week.
So, but yeah. So anyway, well, we kind of, we know that Zay won. Kelly won the blockbuster, and between the blockbuster and like actually voting, it looked like Rachel. And of course, again, this is editing, and they're showing what they want to show. But it looked like Rachel was going harder for Amy than Amy was for herself. I don't know if you saw something different. I know the following show, they did show Amy talking to people beforehand. Oh, no, they did show her talking to somebody, but I don't know. From mine, it seemed like Rachel was going hard for Amy, and Amy was just like, "Can you vote for me?" Anyway.
Yeah. And that's a tough position, especially for Rachel, because now Rachel and Amy are seen to be joined together at the hip, and all that really means is they're going to be going for either one of them a couple weeks from now. So that was a hard position for either one of them to be put in. But I understood why Rachel was doing it. She was safe that particular week. She She believed in the chaos that she was creating. And look, she helped to create the chaos between Jimmy and Keanu.
Yeah. Even though it was unintentional, because I think it's because Keanu didn't believe what she was saying. If he had believed, I don't think it would have been as much beef. But anyway, so that brings us to the current one. So they had an HOH competition where it was like dark and slimy and wet underneath the ground, and dark, completely dark. And they had these little keys or whatever figurines that need to fit into the prize. And so there was an HOH, so you had to find a key. And then there were 3 other powers that they could also find and fit into the key. So they're going through, playing around in the dark, trying to figure out, what they want. And Jimmy won HOH. And then there were those 3 powers. The one was that Keanu won.
But wait.
The mystery. Yes.
But wait, by the way, the fact that he sat down, I was like,
Oh, Jimmy? You mean after he won?
Yeah, like you too comfortable. You're too comfortable. You don't understand. You done pissed all these boys off. Alliance or not, you done pissed all these boys off, and they coming for you, dude.
Yeah. And to me, they didn't say you couldn't win the power and HOH, right? I thought
you could. You just had to. You had to do one at a time.
Yeah, one at a time. Okay, because he sat there, and I mean, I could see some strategy in let me see who won one of these powers. So I do kind of see that, but he didn't do that until seemed like a little later. Because once he won HOH, he went to send by was it Ava or Anna? I forgot her name because she's
Ava.
Yeah, Ava. Okay, but anyway, so there was HOH. Then there's the mystery competitor power. That's Keanu, and that's where they'll have a mystery house guest come and play in the veto. And if you win or the mystery player wins, they get the veto. So it's almost like you have 2 people playing for you. The other one that Kelly got was the mystery veto power. So this one allows you to do an extra competition after the veto to basically get off the block. So you have to solve some type of mystery and you can earn a second chance at the veto. The last one was Mickey with the HOH interrogation. So she could take over the HOH, but the current HOH can interrogate all of the house guests.
Who's Mickey again?
Mickey.
I don't know.
She's the black girl.
Oh, that's my girl from Atlanta.
Yes.
Okay.
And so the current HOH can interrogate the current house guests to see if they can figure out who tried to steal their power. If they get it right, then the person loses. If they get it wrong, then they take over as HOH. Now, which one of those powers, like would you have wanted one, or which one would you prefer?
Okay, so let me be honest. It doesn't matter which power I would have gotten. I would have made it work for me. So because I don't know, so many people's eyes are on everyone right now. I probably wouldn't want to use it right now unless I'm on the block. If I'm on the block, then I'm going to use it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of which one would I have? I don't know. Okay, so there are some risks with the one where people get to interrogate everyone and figure out, like, there's some risks with that. But it also sounds cool because you could like set people up and all kinds of like cause mayhem with that. What are the other 2? Remind me again.
The one there's where you get a person to come in. So it's basically 2 people playing on your behalf as veto. You play for yourself and a mystery house guest.
I didn't really care for that. I didn't really care for that one because it's always a crapshoot. You never really know. However, it's nice to know that someone is playing for you, and 9 times out of 10, if they're going to come in, they're going to try their best, right? Whereas someone in the house might not try their best. Someone outside of the house coming in, they're actually going to try their best. So I didn't care for it, but I understood the logic behind it. And what was the other one?
The other one was you get to an extra competition afterwards to play. It's a solo competition, but if you win, you also get a veto. So it's like you play the veto and then you can play again.
I mean, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one because if you didn't win the last time, you get another chance. But the odds of winning,
yeah, because you just never know. I think out of the three, I would prefer the one where a guest comes in to help, because like you mentioned, they don't have anything to lose, so they're gonna try to win. It's not like they got something against you. It's week 2. They don't really know. I mean, they just seen the live feeds or whatever, so you don't think they would try to lose a competition or whatever. So
they just want their 15 minutes of fame, and let them have it because it's benefiting me.
Now, would you tell people about your powers, or would you keep it a secret?
Never. Never. I would never do it.
That I mean, I know, like it's something people you feel like you're close to and things like that. But I was shocked that Mickey told Morgan. Yeah, she told Morgan.
Now, this is what I want to say. I am proud. I'm proud that she told her, and more to the point, the fact that Morgan didn't say anything.
Yeah,
that says a lot about Morgan and Mickey's relationship. Whereas everyone else, they doing all of this. If I'm telling you something, don't repeat it.
Right. And then Jimmy, oh my gosh, he's like, okay, he's asking everybody, did you win? Did you win? Who's gonna say yes? Of course, everybody's gonna lie about winning. As soon as I found out they're getting a one-way street to Block City.
And why would I tell you?
Why
would I tell you?
So you
clearly, all of this shit is going to your head, and you think you top dog. Again, this is week 1/week 2. Right. Things are gonna change so many different times. No, I'm not telling you jack.
Yeah, so much changes, and typically the people that are on top at the beginning, it's very rare that they remain on top. Like no, basically nobody stays on top. It's usually like an ebb and flow, and then toward the end, depending on like your alliance, then but now, child.
And is there a solidified alliance anywhere? It just seems to be so chaotic.
So we have a few alliances. We have the triple threat. That's Morgan, Mickey, and Jimmy. I don't know if that's still going strong. Seems like you mentioned, Morgan and Mickey are still tight. I don't know if Jimmy considers that an alliance of his. Then we have the Mom Alliance with Rachel and Amy. And then the final 2 events in Kelly. I don't know if that's still a thing. But the new one is the Heavy Hitters, which is basically a lot of people: Rachel, Zach, Jimmy, Vince, Morgan, and Riley. And then the Burger Boys, which I think is probably not a thing anymore because Zay, I believe, started it. And it was Zay, Will, Vince, Zach, and Riley. And why was
Riley told him out?
Yes. Remember when he was describing it, he had Will be the lettuce. I'm like, why Will got to be the lettuce? Like, if at least have me be
because he po.
But none of them, at least so far, seem like a solid, other than maybe the Mom Alliance. Those are the only ones that seem like it's
right now. I'm gonna give it to the Mom Alliance because of Rachel. I'm gonna give, and she seems to be choosing her people wisely. Even though I don't know what's gonna happen with Keanu, but the fact that Keanu and Jimmy are on opposite sides, and the fact that she's close to Jimmy as well, that seems to be smart. That seems to be smart because it doesn't matter. She could play either side, and 9 times out of 10, she's probably going to do her best undercover to save Keanu, unless he just does something,
which could absolutely happen with him. So anyway, so Jimmy, basically he just wants a clean week. He wants to basically ask people, well, he has his targets. He was considering Adrian, Lauren, Riley, and Keanu. He asked Kelly, and she volunteered for the block again. Like, I don't know what's wrong with her, but any case. And to me, like, I'm absolutely not getting on the block, because even if to me, like once you're on the block, people are like, okay, I can just add them. Like I can just, you become a block person. And so you don't even want to see the block, especially at the beginning, because now that there's 3, you're going to always be like an easy one, so. So anyway, he ended up nominating Kelly, which was, he knew she had the power. So, and she volunteered. Kelly, Keanu, who was the target, and then Adrian, who was new for me because I'm like, Adrian, which one was he? So they're on the block, and so that's where we left off. Now, well, I'll do this first. We'll see what you, since we're talking that stuff, we can roll with it or roll out. So, well, you kind of answered this already a little bit, so I won't do that one. But if you're in the house, so let's say, you know how Keanu and Jimmy, they had a beef, and then Keanu went. So I think he found out that Vince may not have been telling the whole truth about Jimmy wanting to put him on the block. So he was like, okay, let me talk to Jimmy and trying to squash this beef. If you're in the house, are you squashing the beef? Are you letting it fester? So if you squashing the beef, you rolling with it. If you letting it fester, you rolling out.
I'm squashing the beef.
You are squashing? Okay.
I'm squashing the beef. Early. Understanding that it's really not squashed. It's just, it's gameplay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because clearly for them, they feel the same way because it's definitely not squashed. What about voting with your alliance, but against your own interests? Are you rolling with it or are you rolling out?
I'm rolling out. I'm always going to vote my own interests. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn about the fucking alliance. because you never know who's voting for who. And I'm going to just be like, no, fuck. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to throw those curse words out quick, fast, and a hurry. I voted for such and such. I would have been just like the rest of them. I would have been like Keanu. Nah, man, I voted for such and such. Did you vote for such? That would have been me. That would have been me. Lying my ass off. Yes. God almighty. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, especially with this early in the game. That's what I like about this season so far, too. It seems like people, because to me, the past, I don't know how many seasons, it's like, well, I have to vote with the House. I have to vote with, so it's like, even if it's against their interests, it's like, we don't have the numbers. I'm going to vote. You just never know what people do back there. So I do like that. I do have a couple of spoilers. So those that are watching that don't want to be spoiled, just, let me know. So we know who we know, the House guests that have been nominated are playing the veto. But we did find out that Keanu and Kelly both have activated their powers. And that Casey from, I don't know what season she was on, but she was like a comp beast in her season. Huh? No, Casey. She was, I don't know if she was biracial or Mexican or something, but she was very tomboyish. Anyway, she was the guest that played for him, and drum roll, she won. So Keanu won the veto essentially. So Kelly has another opportunity to win. I don't know if she's done it yet. I haven't watched any lives, but so anyway, so Kelly will have an opportunity. So Jimmy may have to nominate 2 new people. Yeah. And so he's considering Amy, he's considering Will, and I think Riley is kind of on the list too. But seems like Amy is actually a stronger person that he's considering. So we'll see, things change day to day. But
why Will? Wasn't Will one of his alliances?
So I think people are
thinking that
Will voted against, because he voted. So Will was kind of playing both sides. So he was in that Burger Boys, but he also was friends with the other side of the house. And so they thought he was going to vote for Amy, but he voted for Zay to stay. And so I think people just kind of feel a way about him. And he also, this is somewhat a spoiler. I don't know if they're going to mention it in the episode, but he injured himself a little bit during the competition in the dark. So I don't know if people, to me, usually take sympathy on that. I don't know if they're just like, well, he's not gonna be. I don't know how bad he injured himself, but so I don't know. But that's kind of what I'm getting how he may be considered. We'll see what airs, but that's so we will see. We will see on Wednesday, like what actually comes out.
So how are you liking this season so far?
I like it. I will say that there's no one. Sometimes it's somebody that right away you're like, okay, I like this person. I want them to win, or that I connect with. Right now, I don't have anybody like that. I have people that I absolutely don't like, Kelly, but
I feel that way about Jimmy. I
really?
don't like Jimmy.
I think Jimmy's okay. I don't dislike him, but I need him to stay around because he's gonna definitely bring the drama, which we need, you know. But yeah, so it's kind of like I think I'm gonna like.
Oh, and I don't like Ava. I don't like Ava.
I was gonna say I think I like Ava because she seems funny.
She is funny. I'll give her that. She is funny, but again, run and tell that she as soon as Keanu told her something, and this is somebody who like Keanu is in love. I'm not gonna say in love with her, but he follows her everywhere she goes.
Yeah.
Why would you burn that bridge? This is somebody that you could use.
That's true. Even if it's like, even if you don't really like the person that much, that's somebody that clearly wants to be around you and have your back. And it seems like they could win, could win things. It's not like it's Adrian or I don't know who else is like unknown or Amy. I don't want to put, bad juju out there for people, but it's like, if it's somebody that looks like they can win, I'm going to kind of at least be on their good side. I don't have to form no alliance, but at least if I'm on the block, there's a chance that he won't vote for me just because we had that relationship. So, yeah, but I like Ava. Because I'm trying to think, I usually have people that's like super entertaining in the diary rooms. And right now, I think she's the only one. Like nobody else is.
Because she's quirky. It's only because she's quirky.
Yeah.
But Zay was trying. Zay was really, really trying. Like everything that he said was like, it was really, really animated. And I was just like,
oh my God. Oh, you know what? I think the question I took off of the roll with it or roll out was, would you ugly cry if your friend is voted out? But you already answered that.
What's his name? What's that boy name?
Zach?
Not Zay.
Was that Zach? I think it was Zach.
Is that his name, Zach?
Yeah. And I mean, like, to me, like it's one thing to
like
be like,
truth is, and it looked like it got dark right here. So I was like, does he have mascara on?
I didn't even pay attention to that. He might though. JD Vance wears it, but
wait, hold on.
But then he was ugly.
Jimmy can go for sure.
Oh,
Pip said Jimmy can go for sure.
Not yet. I know. What's his name? Zach was still in the diary room, like crying. To me, that's a wow. Like they didn't call him in right away. Like hours later, he in there crying. I'm like, hopefully he playing this up for the cameras because I cannot imagine him being that emotional. But yes. But here, that's where we are this week with Big Brother.
Well, thank you all so very much for joining us. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share on all your social media. Y'all have a great one.
Take care.